I saw this post. Y'all brung this post to me, and yes, you guys can request video ideas on my Instagram, Sense Anchor or the Dojo. You could send me some topics, and I will look at everything because some of y'all have sent me some hilarity. Kevin Durant, I'm looking at you. And I've seen this video. I see this video one of y'all sent me. I don't remember the rapper. I'm gonna play it right here.
Take over.
Nah, but seriously though,
his voice on
G shit though, we gotta start teaching our kids though, just financial wealth and literacy and all that shit early, because by the time they get to 9th grade, they should be just learning how to start businesses and how to. But they don't really need to know how to read.
Wait, stop.
I ain't gonna say that. I say that respectfully. I'm not saying that in a way to be literate, because you're not supposed to be illiterate, but you can.
What's more important, reading or math?
Math.
Told you.
Math. I think you could listen to a book on YouTube. You can still obtain the information. And you don't have to know how to read.
Is financial literacy more important than reading? Okay, why? Bro, I watched that video 5 times so I could laugh 8 times. Brother, why did you say illiterate like that? Please, if you cannot pronounce literacy, please read more. This is not a diss. We need folks reading. And why are you telling the world that reading is not cool in 2026? In 2026. Oh, I wonder if other POC folks feel this, but anytime they see one of their own say something outlandish, it's like, no, please. Because there's something about a black man talking about, nah, reading is not important, that just does not sit right with me. Have y'all ever heard that saying of, if you want to hide something from some black folk, you put it in a book? They've been tricking in our face. They've been playing with us. We cannot let them win. So please, 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 literacy is the place we need to be. Let's talk about it. Okay, let's talk about one of the reasons why reading is important, right? The cognitive and behavioral benefits that come from reading is really important because of not only does it strengthen your brain, but one of the things that I've noticed, especially the older I get, you need to treat your brain like a supercomputer. You need to be able to feed your brain with the information that it craves. Your brain craves reading. And reading is one of those easy workouts that sets you up to fight off dementia in later aspects of your life. You don't need to be handicapping yourself for when you 70 right now by foregoing reading. And reading is one of those things, like any muscle group. Your brain is a muscle, just objectively, right? And it also behaves in a muscle in the sense that if you do not use your brain, if you are not reading, reading will only become harder. But the more that you read, the easier it gets. And the faster that you are able to comprehend ideas and honestly, everything, the critical thinking that comes from reading is very apparent. And I feel like we've lost the art of reading, and reading has become really difficult, as we've been seeing with the statistics, where we see as the years go down, as the years go on, the amount of people that are reading at their age level is going down. And that is so disheartening to see, because of, if you are not reading to your kids, it shows up later in their life. Like, one of the reasons why I like reading, right? Have y'all watched Limitless? Y'all remember when he takes the pill, and what it seems like that pill does, it helps him recall ideas and things that he has consumed throughout his life with crystal clear accuracy, and actively remembering the context that he was learning that information in the first place. And that is what reading feels like, in my opinion, because of, I don't know the amount of times that I've just been like, gallivanting through life, right? And then just like pulling out a word or pulling out a scenario or pulling out this idea that I've gotten from a book, where the vocabulary that you gain from reading at, well, let me not say above your grade level, but the benefits that you get by just reading, the words that you're going to be exposed to, the stories that you're able to take in from reading is imperative, because guess what? It teaches kids so much, particularly and specifically when it comes to empathy and being able to digest context. And those are one of those, and those two things put together really plays a role in somebody's ability to critically think. And I feel like I was saying earlier, we are losing recipes. Critical thinking is difficult for so many people, and I believe that's because they are not reading. Because of let's break down what reading is. When you're reading, you are able to follow a narrative, follow characters, be able to hold on to two separate characters at a time and not forget either of them. And that plays a role when you are in life and you are making business decisions, because you are going to be able to critically think. And that will be necessary when somebody hands you, here's a contract, Mr. Rapper Guy. I'm going to be hiding so much legal jargon in it that you gonna sign yourself up for a 360 deal. And now look at you. You made $300,000 over 14 years, and now look at you. Now you touring at 97 trying to pay me back. Look at you, cook 'em. So, and you know what? Even on that business tip, I've seen so many stories. I heard so many stories of folks being taken advantage of, especially in the context to content specifically. Oh, it burns me. It angers me. It hurts my soul. Bro thinks that they're dealing with an upright citizen, the person that has their best interest in mind for them. And then they turn back and they're like, oh, I don't own anything I've made. You're gonna wait. You're gonna sell all my product to Apple and Amazon, and you're gonna scratch out my name and put yours because you are the real proprietor and the beneficiary is you. But I thought it was supposed to be written as like me, but it was written as my owner and and look at you, just lost. And I feel like that has been one of the barriers to access that people have been going out their way to force people to make it as difficult as possible. People forget that they didn't let the slaves read. They literally said, nah. They literally were like, you know what? Hey, we're going to keep that body and we're going to break that mind. And if I catch you reading, read your book, because of folks have literally died. People have died over being able to read, and folks are trying to convince you that the reading is not, math is more important than reading. Really? Come on. And honestly, one of the I hate that everything is determined in the amount of cash value it will bring you by doing this thing or learning this thing or partaking in this thing, because of folks will forget the amount of stress relief something as simple as reading will give you. They will forget the amount of calm that comes from reading cannot be denied. Is one of those things where I've seen therapists tell their folks, hey, you just need to slow down. You need to take your mind off of what is eating you right now. Read a book. Just focus on that book. Let that book take you away. And I remember even when I was younger, I used to hate reading. Reading used to be it's not that I found it as like the biggest waste of time, because I was always put in this position where I just had to read. Where when I was younger, I remember my dad, he would be like, all right, you're going to read Junie B. Jones. And when I get back from work, I'm going. Reading is one of those habits that are so influential to the growth and the development of children, specifically because of you don't recognize that your kids are listening to you, right? So if you pick up a book, you're reading to your kids, you're reading to them when they're in the womb, you're reading to them when they're first born, you're reading to them all the time. They're constantly hearing your voice. And guess what you just did? You are out here teaching them how to talk. Because guess what? You don't want no dumb baby. I don't want no dumb baby. I want my kids to thrive. I want that little SOB to be able to stand up at the age of 3 months and say, Daddy, you a great one. Give me a fist bump. That's what we're trying to do. We are trying to build these type of emotional and intellectual leaps and bounds ahead of their peers. Because by the time they are 5 years old going to kindergarten, I want all the teachers to be like, damn, why is every kid so dumb besides this one? How is he heads and shoulders above everybody else? Send them to Oxford. You know, just send them to Columbia now. Just go and do that. Go and send them. Because, hey, having to rely on a second source to translate every information that you are taking in is very detrimental, because of not only are you losing out on the context of what they are talking about, there's a lot of nuance that comes from being able to take in firsthand information and be able to dissect it and decode it and think for yourself and be able to form your own ideas before having someone be like, hey, this movie was good because XYZ, not recognizing the XYZ might only apply to me. And now guess what? You are living your life based off of another person. I'm not even saying audiobooks are like a terrible thing or YouTube videos, but I feel like a critical part of understanding is being able to take in the information, come to your own, formulate your own idea of said information, and be able to build upon it without being hindered by having a gatekeeper of information. Because of when we have gatekeepers, there tends to be folks that are able to turn the axle of what is deemed as not just appropriate to them, but they're able to change what the cultural zeitgeist is able to consume at large, changing not only opinions, but change the way that people are able to interact with others, and changing what the overarching cultural norm is when folks are not able to take in information on their own. They're always too worried on the gatekeepers of society.